Hello and welcome to my video about my experience at Calarts Animation Intensive 2020. I'm going to be going over my favorite pieces from it and explaining some of the assignments and some of the critique I got and just how I feel about them overall. So to start off with this assignment, we had to draw 2 to 3 pages. So they gave us a model, and we had to draw 2 to 3 pages of them. And one of the key things we were supposed to do is not leave any cut off limbs, like do something creative at the end, which is what I did here. I like the spikes, water, and like snake thingies. So you'll see my 2 other ones after this one, but the main critique here was to follow the form a bit more, try to define it a bit more, the form. On the shirt, my hatching, try to make that follow the form as well to make it look less flat. And on the mermaid tail, kind of follow the form there as well, even though it's imaginary. And I was told I was on the right track. I personally, my favorite of the couple I drew is the mermaid one, because I don't know, I think I like drawing mermaids. They were pretty fun to draw, and the tail came out better than I expected. But this was pretty interesting since this was only the second time I've ever figure drawn ever, so it was pretty fun. Yeah, good assignment. This assignment was for my design class. The last one was for my drawing one. And that one we mostly did figure drawing. This one we did a lot of abstract stuff. This was kind of hard because I've never done abstract. And for this one, it was supposed to be best day ever. And hindsight, I totally did not really exceed in that at all. It looks really melancholy, especially with all the gray in the picture and all the smudges and stuff. It looks a lot sad, especially with the rain. But at the time, I was kind of at a loss and just wanted to make something at least pretty, because I was really confused. Because, I don't know, it's kind of hard. The limitations were you had to only use black and white, which I failed at that because I used a ton of gray on accident. And that you couldn't use very specific shapes. It had to be abstract. And I probably could maybe do this better now, but even still, it'd be kind of rough. But I took this one to put in here, since I'm not putting everything in here, I'm only putting the ones I like. Because I like how the scene looks as a whole, even though it didn't succeed in what it was supposed to be, I still like what it is. The critique was basically too much gray, looks mysterious and everything, which I agree with. But I like this as a whole, because I think it just looks pretty. I did what I could with what the materials I had, which wasn't that much, and I've never done abstract either, so it was really out of my comfort zone. But it turned out cool. So yeah. Okay, this next one is also a best day ever, which it might not seem very best day ever-y, but I really liked it and I really tried hard with it, surprisingly. So basically, the story with this one is that the black side that kind of looks like a blanket is a dream or something, or and then the spiky world or the white outside is real life, and it's having a good dream. And I thought it was really cool, but again, the critique was I used gray inside the black of the cover, and it didn't feel like a best day ever right off the bat, because I didn't realize that it couldn't be a subtle best day ever. It had to be oh, you look at it this is best day ever, as soon as you see it. Anyway, I like this one because I like what I did with the black part with using an airbrush to make it seem all dreamy and cute. And I like the spikes I did too. So I like what I did with it, even if it didn't succeed in general. Again, same story with the last one. But yeah, there was 2 best day evers because with this design, in the design class, you have to do 2 drawings each time. But yeah, I like this one, even though it didn't succeed. It's fun. Okay, so for this assignment, the critique was that it wasn't, so this is Grace. So the critique was this wasn't graceful because of the pure black background. And to be honest, I did not think about that at all while making it. So I can definitely see that critique. My instructor Pixit seemed to get a little annoyed about or like frustrated by it. He kept on bringing it up a ton in the critique. He did compliment that my line art was graceful. I think I could have gotten I think it could have been a lot better if I just added that white, like, shadowness, made it a little grayer, and just added it everywhere to make it super graceful. And then maybe remove the dots since they seem to be a bit much. Like, they seem to be a little distracting. I don't know. He didn't mention it. Anyway, I like this one because I thought it was really graceful. I really like the flower I did in the middle and the little cute shading I did on it. And the like little vine structure looks so pretty. I really like it. That's why it's in here. Again, all my design assignments were kind of hit and miss, but it was still a pretty good learning experience anyway. And I did learn a lot from it, even if it was a struggle the entire time. So yeah, that's how I feel about this one. I really like this one, in terms of all my design stuff. So for this one, my critique was the guy, D'Angelo, I almost forgot his name. He really liked Claire, the one in the red dress. He really liked her because the assignment was to make either a couple, a trio, or like a group, or like a lead character, and then have their adjectives listed beside them, and try to show those adjectives in your drawing. And so he really liked Claire because extroverted, you can see like her color scheme and like her spiky hair kind of, and the pattern is fun. And you can also see clingy since they're clinging on to Grace, and friendly. And I also find it funny D'Angelo called them friends, even though it says odd couple. Anyway, but he had a problem with Grace because even though you can see introverted, she's like closed in, like her arms are grasping and everything. I put a little hot-headed since I thought it'd be cool to have like an introverted character that can like explode sometimes. Although in hindsight, I'll probably give her something else because that just doesn't really make sense unless I can handle it really well. But it wasn't really shown in the image whatsoever, so they didn't really know how to show it at all. And I didn't really realize we needed to show the adjectives we put. But thankfully I did a pretty good job on all of them except that one. So that was the only really critique they had. I really like this drawing because, one, the pose is pretty dynamic for me. Most of my poses are pretty basic, and before I just focused on drawing the character instead of like trying to pose them nicely. Even still, the pose is a little stiff in hindsight, but I thought it was really good. I still think it's okay. And I tried out a new shading of hair in that drawing for the first time, which I liked as well. Also, I came up with the character designs on the spot, and I thought they looked cute as well. So, yeah. Assignment is directly after the last one. So this, to give some context, this class is workshop. So basically we started with our characters and then we made settings for our characters. So the critique for this was that her observant thing kind of gets overrun by there's clothes on the ground, the toy box is spilling over. I don't seem that observant, so I keep on changing the words I'm using, which is A little annoying. I messed it up again, but it's fine. The D'Angelo did say that it seems very much like they're an introvert because they're inside compared with the other one I had that's not here because I don't like it. It's outside. They mentioned how the colors on the character is very much resembled in their room and stuff like that. Even the hair kind of resembles like the flowing curtains and the flowing bedspread as well. He also said something like, "Oh, since the line art is a little wonky, it seems like it's more free flowing." That's just because I've never drawn a room before, but I thought that was funny. Anyway, I really like this drawing because one, again, this is the first time I've drawn like a full like indoors background thing. It took forever. Like on IBS Paint, the time is 5 hours and 40 minutes. It took so long. And I'm super proud of it. And it looks super pretty. And I really like the colors. And I actually made it work somehow. My favorite part is the bed and Grace herself. And yeah, those are my favorite parts. My least favorite part is probably either the bucket of toys, since it looks really unnatural, or the light bulb, because it looks even more unnatural. Like, I probably should just remove it. I think that's the only thing, so. Yeah, I really like this one, especially compared to the other one I did, which I'm not going to show because it looks bad. But basically the other one, since we had to do 2, the second one, I had like 0 time to do since it was already really late at night when I was finishing up the last one. So I didn't expect it to take almost 6 hours. So the last one I spent like 0 time on, and it looks really bad because of that. But yeah, I'm proud of this one though. I think it's the best thing I've drawn throughout the whole entire intensive. So, yeah. Okay, so for this one, the critique here was that I just need to maybe put more detail in it, like have this as like a study page, quote unquote, and then have like a more detailed one that I really took my time with, which is a good idea. But he did compliment me and say that it does really look like there's movement in it, which is cool. Although I don't think this is like a great page, I do like how I captured the movement and everything. Also, I would like to say this course, one thing I didn't like about this intensive as much is that it didn't really teach us how to figure draw. It just told us to figure draw and then didn't really tell us like where to start, how to do it, or anything like that, which is a little annoying since not everyone knows how to figure draw. But an argument could just be they're trying to teach us how to like get into the feel of figure drawing, but then when they critique like you already know how to figure draw, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I like this one because one, I had a great time drawing the nunchucks. Like the demo videos they had were really good. Like, I would say I might think about downloading them. I think I might download one of them if I can, because there was like a swimming one, which was really like good. Like the camera shots and everything were really detailed and gave us a lot of like cool drawings. But I just want to say the demos for these were really great, and you could just pick and choose. But I like this one because I had a great time drawing it. That's basically it. I've had a fun time drawing it. And that's all that really matters sometimes. Yeah. Okay, so for this one, the assignment was to draw hands and feet, like 3-ish pages or more. So the instructor, I think Caleb, really liked this one a lot because it's kind of like practice motion. And but he was saying how to bring in more of a form of it, which I can definitely see that. And he also said that some of the lines weren't describing motion as much, like the ghosting lines in 4 and 3. So he said maybe to do more of what 2 did, where it's like more ghosty, like there's more like lines that indicate something. So, but I really like these hand drawings because one, it really reminds me of animation. Like not one day, but I can definitely see myself redrawing these and making them into like a little short animation, maybe adding a few more frames. I think that'd be really fun. Now I really want to do that. And also, I hadn't really drawn hands. Like, okay, I've been like slowly trying to develop hands into my art style a little bit more, bit by bit, just into my cartoony art style. But I never tried to draw like a real hand. So I thought it came out really good for what it was, and I just really like them. Although one thing I think for number 5, the thumb is way too big. I think I messed up the thumb the most often. But it was pretty fun to do like a motion like this and kind of see it come to life a little. Yeah, so this one is definitely my favorite out of the drawings I did for the animation intensive in my sketchbook. So the next one is the feet drawing. Again, I've never tried to draw feet before. So this is another thing. Caleb said for the first one in the top left corner, he kind of like sketched out the individual like forms of the foot, which I'll probably put a screenshot up of that right now. And I thought that was interesting. When I was drawing it, I didn't really see any. And I was kind of confused how I would like know those like parts. But yeah, that was cool. He didn't really comment on much else, but I like this one because one, I like the bottom right one. It's like in a bubble bath, and I thought it looked cute. And 2, for not drawing feet ever, I think it looks pretty nice. Like you can tell it's a foot, so that's the priority here. And then the last one that I am going to show in this like collage, because these were the 3 I submitted for that. I think this is the worst drawing out of the 3 because this was the one I started out with. So these are the first 2 hands I drew. They're really big, so there's a lot of mistakes in them. I think I put too much detail in some parts and then too little. I think in the left one, it's like way too heavily shaded. It looks really weird. Like it doesn't look like shading, it just looks weird. Although Caleb did comment that the top one he said it's very intricate or like detailed, or it's like something hard to do because like the little flower stuff wraps around the finger. And I was like, oh man, that's so nice. 'Cause I didn't even think about it like being hard. I was just bored and I wasn't bored, but like I wanted to do something to this hand. So I did a little flower thing. And I really like that flower thing. It looks so pretty. I like it so much. And then the other one has like chains or something. And I think that one also looks really cool. And the hands look good too. If only those were the 2 big hands instead of the other 2. Well, but at least I have some good hands on that page. I like this page mostly because of the top and bottom hands. I think they look really cool. I like the top one because of the flowers, and the bottom one because the hand itself looks really cool. Also, I would like to comment that because I did these hand drawings, I've been more like encouraged to do hands in like more realistic hands in my drawings, which can look a bit cursed with my chibi art style, but it is making my hands better. So I have that to give to this class. I can draw hands a lot better, which is really nice. So yeah. So for this one, there wasn't too much critique. They mostly said that out of all the 4 drawings I've submitted, there's only one here. That this one was the strongest, like the line was the strongest. I didn't really mention too much else. To explain the assignment, so they were given a demo of a bunch of models swimming and everything. And then basically we could take any part of the demo and draw it, like every other assignment so far in that class. And so I did a couple frames. The one frame I will show you guys because it was my best frame. This one was kind of hard since there was a lot of weird positions and it was like zero gravity in the water and everything. One of the main things, like I said over and over again during the class, was draw slower. So I've kind of gotten that a little bit now. I think some of the parts I messed up on are definitely the start to the arms. And the little waves at the top just look really weird, to be honest. But I think it looks okay for like drawing someone swimming. I think it looks okay. It looks fine. I like it. Yeah. So that's the end of this little thing. A lot of it was just me rambling about the class, and now that I think about it, a lot of it is just if I want to hear what critique I got for the pieces I like a lot of this is like I realize a lot of it is just basically for me to watch later on, and so I have a record of this class. Hopefully I'll get into this class next year and I'll be able to make a 2022 version of this, and hopefully the class will be physical next year, so it'll be like 100 times better because it'll be actually at the Calarts campus. That'd be really cool. I would highly recommend this class and the portfolio class if you plan to go to Calarts. They're pretty easy to find, so I won't really bother putting the links down below. Yeah, it was really, if you want to hear some advice, this class was really easy to get into, which is kind of surprising since, like, it had so much to offer and everything. Like, I only just submitted a couple figure drawings I randomly did, and I got accepted somehow. I don't know how it happened, though, because everyone in the class was, like, essentially better than me in every way. But it was really cool to be surrounded by a bunch of people, and I got introduced into a really good art community, which was cool as well. A lot of people there were trying to go to Calarts, and we got some guest speakers, like talking to an actual administrative of Calarts. So that was even cooler. And we had these Friday night socials where we just hang out and everything. TAs were awesome, and yeah, I would highly recommend this class. And this is basically just a video to show off where I've been for a while. I plan to try to finish an animation this month. It's not guaranteed though, because I'm also drawing a ton, and I'm still doing my web comic, which I will link below since I'm really trying to do that. It's supposed to be a side project, lol. And I'm also just trying to draw more, and this month is also art fight. So yeah, I'm trying to draw a bit more, have more fun with drawing. But I will be coming back to animation soon-ish, because I miss it. I haven't like animated in like a month, and I'm so sad, but it's fine. I need to learn how to draw first, or just learn how to draw a little bit. I'm sure by the time I come back to animation, it's gonna look so much better. I'm gonna be so shocked, hopefully, or maybe not. You know, it's fine either way. But yeah, the next animation should be decently good. But the next actual post, to be honest, will probably be either a speed paint, since I've been doing a lot of drawings, a promotion about art fight, or like a tutorial to art fight, or a promotion about my webtoon, just to be honest. But yeah, hope you like this video. It took way too long to make, and I really hope it comes out good, because I'm still in the process of making it. Okay, bye!